Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the academic procession and the Chancellor.
I declare that the 619th Convocation of McMaster University for the conferring of degrees is now in session.
Please be seated. Good evening. I am Dr. Susan Tai, and I serve as the Provost and Vice President Academic here at McMaster University. This evening, I also have the great pleasure of being your Master of Ceremonies and of welcoming all of you graduates and guests to this convocation ceremony. On behalf of the university, I would like to recognize and acknowledge that we meet today on the traditional territories of the Mississauga and Haudenosaunee nations and within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. We must remember that we all have a role in upholding the spirit of this agreement, which urged for the peaceful sharing of Earth's resources. We must also not forget that merely acknowledging our presence on these traditional lands is only a small step on our shared path to reconciliation. I challenge you to consider how we can foster reconciliation among the many peoples that inhabit these lands. I would like to start today's proceedings by acknowledging some of the notable leaders that are joining me on stage today. Our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. David Farrar, Vice Provost, Faculty, Dr. Kim Dye, Dean, Faculty of Science, Dr. Maureen McDonald, Associate and Assistant Deans, Chairs, faculty members, and honored guests. Before we start our formal program, I would please ask you to switch off your electronic devices as we don't want to have an unexpected phone call during the ceremony. Thank you. I would now like to call upon our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, to deliver the Thanksgiving address and make her welcoming remarks.
Yahweh Provost Tai. Sego, Sewaguego. Greetings, everyone. It's nice to be here with you this evening. Wat Gwenu Walado, which means welcome. Welcome, honored guests, staff, families, friends, colleagues, faculty members, and most importantly, graduands. Before we begin, I would like to start with the words before all else, also known as the Thanksgiving Address. I'm going to be saying it in Gaingeha, which is the Mohawk language. Se watahosios ne gat ne galiwesa, ne ona ne angalihohetste ne ganawaladonsula. These are words of thanksgiving which aim to bring our hearts and minds together to acknowledge, affirm our interconnections and interdependence, to give thanks, to cultivate compassion and kindness, and to recognize our responsibilities for sustaining and living in balance and peace with all living things, all of creation. It's also a time that we might think of those who are hurting or sick or injured, that these words also bring peace and calm to their hearts and minds. Daiti walaro ne ongwe su'a, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat niguna. We give greetings and gratitude to the people, our ancestors, our family, our friends, all nations, so be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne yeti ni stoha johonjade, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give gratitude and acknowledgement for our Mother Earth, for she provides us with everything that we need to survive and thrive. So be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne gane galunyo, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give gratitude and thanks to the waters, from the oceans to the streams, to the waters flowing in our bodies. Water is life, so be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne gonjunk su'a, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give gratitude to the fish world, who help to purify the water and provide us with nourishment, so be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne yo tunduni, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give thanks to all of the plants, from the grasses to the medicines that help to purify and strengthen our bodies, so be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne odzit no wa su'a, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give thanks to all of the insects who help to pollinate the plants, so be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne jon hekwa, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give thanks and gratitude to our sustenance foods, so be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne wahyariunta, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give thanks to the fruit who help to nourish our bodies, so be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne gonjiryo, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give thanks and gratitude to all of the animals, some who sacrifice their lives to sustain us and who are our teachers, so be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne zit don ongu'am, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give greetings to the birds whose beautiful singing uplifts our spirit and brings peace and calm to our hearts, so be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne galunda ongu'a, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give thanks and acknowledge all of the trees. We cannot live without the oxygen that they provide us. Their roots and sap provide nourishment and cleansing for our body. So be it in our minds. Daiti walaro ne zower la warnier, eto nayonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give greetings in gratitude to the circulating winds who travel the earth, bringing new life and new breath. So be it in our minds. Dayati nuwalaro ne ladiwerlas eto nayonto hage ne naguat ningula. We give greetings and acknowledge the grandfather thunderers for purifying the air and awakening the earth and awakening us. So be it in our minds. Datsi tawanuwalaro ne anjongeni galakwa eto nayonto hage ne naguat ningula. We give greetings and we acknowledge our eldest brother's son, who appears each morning consistently to provide us with sunshine, protection, and sustenance for all living things. So be it in our minds. Daiti nuwalaro ne asatanega wat nirale eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nigula. We give greetings to our grandmother moon for her powerful pull on our waters, connection to women and birth. So be it in our minds. Daiti nuwalaro ne yo zi sto warlunyo eto na yonto hoge ne naguat nigula. We give thanks to the stars, the cosmos, for providing us with guidance and direction. So be it in our minds. Daiti nuwalaro ne deyonkiyaradom eto na yonto hoge ne naguat nigula. We give thanks to our protectors, our spiritual guardians who provide clarity of mind and peace in our hearts. So be it in our minds. Datsi dawanualaro ne sungwayandeso eto nayonto hage ne naguat nigula. We give greetings and acknowledge creation, the great spirit, the creative energy that lives in everything, everywhere, and in all of us. So be it in our minds. Da eto ni gawanage, da eto. Yahweh, for listening to those words of thanksgiving. This is a very shortened version that I learned from Dehahande Miller. But the aim of these words are to offer us a chance to bring our minds and hearts together in humble acknowledgement of the immensity of the creative living universe, of which we human beings are a very small part. It provides us with daily context about our interdependence and our responsibilities to be custodians of creation, to uphold and care for this delicate balance, to be grateful for everything that is around us. And we are grateful today, tonight, to be here in this room to celebrate, to acknowledge each other, to acknowledge the graduands, and to acknowledge all of the people who helped the graduates, family, friends, supporters, colleagues, teachers, who played a key role in you being here today in this milestone event. You should be very proud of your accomplishments. We are all proud of your accomplishments, especially during these challenging times. So please enjoy the ceremony, and congratulations, Yahweh.
Thank you, Chancellor Smith. I would now like to introduce the Dean of Science, Dr. Maureen MacDonald, to make her own welcoming remarks.
Welcome, McMaster Science graduates, class of 2022. So if you're not aware of this, today is our third Convocation for Science Today, and we've decided participating in the Science Triathlon. So welcome to the final event. Today we are going to begin with one final pop quiz for all of you. We'll be using a new version of proctoring software, in which your Convocation guests will give you a mark based on how large your smile is as you cross the stage. We are expecting 100% marks across the board. You will hear this many times today, as you've already heard. Congratulations. We are so very proud of all of you. I encourage you to slow down. Enjoy the moments today, and remember that while we are all here to celebrate you and your achievements, we don't climb mountains so that the world can see us, but so that we can see the world. Make sure that you're looking left and right and all around at the world that is waiting for you, supporting you and cheering you on. The science honorary degree recipient who spoke this morning had a very profound message that I want to share with you now. He said, in his experience, the people you encounter in your career can be categorized as either friends or colleagues, and that typically we value colleagues because of what they know, and friends because they care. One interesting thing he said is that we only tend to seek out the people for what they know when we actually know that they care. Life is about people caring about them and letting them see that you care. In that space, you will find that you can open the world to what you have learned in the Faculty of Science as long as you are going forth caring about the people around you. That is my great wish for you as we welcome you to the McMaster Faculty of Science family of alumni in this ceremony today. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, Dean MacDonald. I would now like to welcome Dr. David Farrar, President and Vice Chancellor of McMaster University, to the podium to present the graduates to our Chancellor for admission to their degrees.
Will the graduands please stand? This is when they turn the lights on and we actually get to see all of you. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of McMaster University Senate, I present to you these candidates and those in absentia in order that you may confer the appropriate degrees upon them, and I bear witness that they are worthy and suitable.
Graduands, by my authority and that of the McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to admit those of you before me today and those in absentia to their individual degrees at McMaster University, with all the rights and privileges pertaining to those degrees. My sincere congratulations to you all. Please be seated.
Graduates, I now ask each of you to join me on the stage so the Chancellor and I can welcome you to the McMaster community of scholars. I would be delighted to shake your hand or bump fists or touch elbows or acknowledge your accomplishments without touching. Our Chancellor will acknowledge your accomplishments without touching. Congratulations.
Honoured guests, so that each graduate's name may be heard, it would be appreciated if during the presentation of the graduates, you would hold your collective applause to the end of each degree category. Thank you. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduate of the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Derek Stauff. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Science Honours. Binai Abdurrahman. Faith Adams. Zoya Adil. Olumakindi Daniel Adeyemo. Purshad Afshar. Sara Sagar Afshar. Nicole Agabi. Novin Ageye. Nana Afia Nenge Agiepe. Lamat Ahmed. Noor Munir Ahmad. Imtiaz Ahmed. Muntaha Jebun Ahmed. Samid Taj Ahmed. Roya Akbari. Leila Al-Nasser. Richa Janice Alvarez. Kristen Amendola. Yasaman Amini. Joanna Ann Andrews. Navedan Arivathan. Maha Arif. Arthiga Aruma Garasan. Saeed Qasim Ashrimi. Sheza Azim. Muhammad Mustafa Ajar. Michaela Nicole Bakala. Zara Anush Badiani. Kirpal Singh Bains. Madison Emerald Baleza. Hashim Khan Baloch. Dima Basal. Sonia Beheshtinya. Jamie Bennett. Melanie Esther Berkovich. Azaria Berhe. Stefano Amando Biazzi. Kadia Nicole Bruyette. Maria Christine Brown. Julia Grace Bullied. Madison Catherine Burnett. Rachel Katharina Carson. Arit Kaur Chagar. Gurleen Kaur Chahal. Harleen Chahal. Catherine Chen. Yuning Cheng. Jaco Hong Long Ho Chen. Kathleen Veronica Cheng. Erica Cheung. Mary Grace Kyodo. Tegan Ka Lam Chu. Stacy Marie Correa. Tristan Cull. Maria Christina Kunanen. Christina Maria Daversa. Nicole Jamie Taylor Davey. Marisa Deepa Deodat. Anvi Desai. Christina Carolyn Shiloh Devarapalli. Gagan Dami. Sarah Christina Di Matteo. Catherine Marie Douglas. Amanda Duong. Asiosa Gwen Ahi. Razan El Chazli. Hani Essam Fakhri. Mohammed Farzbod. Anna Josefina Featherston Rajcic. Ishman Kaur Fevar. Stephanie Lauren Forbes. Kiarash Furatan. Jean Fowler. Shika Gandhi. Joel John George. Taylor Melina Giacomin. Alexa Margot Gurdi. Appamar Golkar. Lee Ran Goodman. Ekam Grewal. Theodora Grigorescu. Jarwin Guo. Yanya Hagigi Zadeh. Grace Margaret Hall. Leila Hawagi. Michelle Milstein Hamani. Radmer Hamidian. Olivia Pearl Shi Cheong Hamilton. Nawal Hamza. Siu Yun Han. Aponi Hanley. Leah Mary Hannah. Kurosh Hariri. Fiona Hay. Leah Justin Hurd. Hale Hojati. Victoria Hua. Madison Margaret Hunter. Nijani Ilanko. Saeed Asad Irfan. Caitlin Sarah Ivani. Alicia Jacob. Salina Yagpal. Haley Jang. Aileen Jong. Thuvarafa Jaya Kumaran. Jana Jamiria Jaya Rajan. Lindsay Johnson. Kavnit Kaur Kaili. Banu Kalra. Minusha Karunarakaran. Salamin Keza Kasa. Niash Katani Mohammed Zadeh. Simranjit Kaur. Carolyn Marie Kerrigan. Harmahit Kaira. Faris Mohammed Khan. Mohammed Samir Khan. Heyun Kim. Jasimokar Kochba. Sashini Budima Kozgoda. Sotonia Cynthony Krukrubu. Christopher Patrick Kuprich. Natalia Kulatunga. Michaela Lynn Lally. Nodi Ho Chin Lam. Yasha Laria. Jennifer Jayun Lee. Rachel Daniela Lisagurski. Megan Lisa Lofto. Maya Lotta. Christina Valerie Eleanor MacDonald. Jacob Michael McKinley. Mitchell Roderick MacDonald. Davina Ravita Mahabir. Guneet Kaur Mahal. Omid Mahboubi. Hania Mahmood. Judhada Malakul Lang. Lovjet Mangat. Mubariz Maksud. Michelle Marianne Meghna Maria Prabhu. Hassan Masood. Huria Aja Masood. Alan Cherian Matthews. Sathana Mathirajan. Hannah Matthews. Catherine Marie McQuillan. Serehom Kebedi Mengistu. Cassandra Antonia Merchecha. Jiaije Mo. Nadia Mohammed. Vishal Sanjay Mokashi. Saba Mostagim. Arik Asra Moyed. Latif Olaitan Mohammed. Shikher Murali. Ramitha Muralitharan. Myra Agatha Muthanayagam. Minahil Nadim. Neha Krishna Kumar Nair. Cyrus Joshua Ng. Sydney Ngo. Mikala Elizabeth Mengjun Norman. Claudia Novak. Cameron Elizabeth Aguiar O'Keefe. Gibbs DeAndre Oliveira. Mumtaz Mohammed Omar. Harriet Daisy Owen. Ayesha Ozair. Anika Davina Padjar. Hannah Mary Page. Julia Solina Angelica Pagota. Angelica Paramsothi. Samuel Hyun Soo Park. Melissa Parker. Jasmine Palmer. Freya Patel. Kavya Deepak Patel. Kenny Rajesh Kumar Patel. Swara Shailish Patel. Alisa Francine Pekovic. Haley Ann Pineda. Iomide Abigail Popula. Panis Pur Sharif. Sitong Pu. Danielle Michael Pulcina. Aishwarya Raghuraman. Anisha Rakar. Daniela Umwali Rangira. Rubab Zahra Raza. Savannah Nicole Rebhan. Zaria Reda. Hashim Mahmoud Rida. David Remo Rodriguez. Simran Kaur Roprai. Robert Christian Rosman. John Paul Sabat. Arisha Asim Saeed. Simran Sagu. Preet Saini. Hafsa Salim. Maha Salim. Ekamdeep Sandhu. Sonia Sansanval. Armin Saryaslani. Fritz Kalakat Sorigumba. Abhirami Sasitharan. Aditi Gabriel Silvaraj. Amir Mohammed Shafieh. Drumit Shah. Hia Nimesh Shah. Jill Shah. Rimal Shabhaz. Isa Shahid. Dua Shakil Ahmed Shakil. Murtaza Shalwani. Yanuni Shanjith. Kashvia Shankar. Lina Sharif. Mersa Sharifi. Ashika Sharma. Paresh Sharma. Raja Sharma. Liba Shiraz. Shani Yathushan Srikanth. Samantha Siamendo. Philip Daniel Skozhevsky. Jordan Mackenzie Smith. Sabrina Marie Smith. Nicholas Patrick John Snyder. Jeremiah So. Thinzar So. Clayton Strobel. Yasmin Subaraskran. Marwo Suleiman. Hussein Husani Saeed Mohammed. Sarah Tamjidi. Jerome Aaron Lee Tanabe. Sydney Amanda Tavanyi. Ashley Ann Thomas. Jacob Andre Titan. Andrew Joseph Tokatli. Jennifer Tran. Vincent Tring. Ramin Usman. Holland Henrika Dudka van Dijk. Navrit Kaur-Vander. Mithili Reddy Velma. Sanya Vij. Shivani Vijay Yanathan. Emily Anna Wagner. Vaslat Vaisi. Shijuan Wan. Hiba Mumtaz Wakas. Hannah June Whitelaw. Sanari Ashanya Wikramaratne. Noah Walker Wilson. Wayne Chi Wang Wong. Yunmu Xu. Rita Yunnan. Xin Han Yu. Umama Zafran. Mashal Zaide. Zani Zarta Shah. Yun Duo Yundu Zhao. Ryan Zie. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Science Kinesiology Honours. Anas Bilal Abdelghani. Yuka Abe. Watfa Abu Kaf. Salma Shafiq Ibrahim. Maria Abdunahara. Yasmin Alamedin. Nabil Al-Kurdi. Sarah Mary Allen. Joseph William Amaral. Jordan Stelios Aslanidis. Angus Anthony Ulstgarden. Aisha Bano Baig. Natalie Banalovsky. Mackenzie Carrington Bell. Mohammed Ben Amara. Alisa Claire Benitez. Dwani Shailish Badresa. Zlata Bishev. Andrew Austin Bongers. Raika Boermand. Sophia Boyd. Charlotte Brunetti. Emily Page Bunda. Michaela Lynn Burke. Farah Chamas. Justin Hoy Tim Chan. Paige Ann Lucy Chivildayev. Candice Choi. Victoria Chironi. Adele Caitlin Clarence. Madeline Michelle Kotup. Lauren Evelyn Curtis. Jacob Stephen Da Silva. Isabella Damjanovic. Madeline Damjanovic. Andrew Peter de Groot. Megan May Dean. Alia Mieke Dieleman. Alisa Doe. Justin John Ivor Domansky. Amy Louise Eccles. Sarah Osama Emira. Theo Remy Favrin. Emily Jill Farrell. Jordan Elizabeth Forsyth. Sophie Madison Frangosh. Harman Kaur Garha. Elza Gashi. Avin Ghaffari. Stephanos Panagiotis Goulas. Rihanna Margaret Gunnell. Hope Elizabeth Harnack. Jessica Amy Haraway. Claire Hastings. Jessica Haverkamp. Emma Nicole Hickey. Jessica Marie Hufkins. Imama Jalil Harani. Mandy Meifong Huang. Mohammed Hussein. Roha Ahmed Hussam. Tyler Edward Hutchings. Hussein Ali Ismailov. Alina Jandu. Keaton Maxwell Jennings. Emily Christine Jones. Samina Karsan. Yasmin Kalash. Shafan Khalid. Noura Yusuf Khatab. Adam Christopher Kiss. Justin David Allegri Knight. Alexandra Cooper Knox. Melissa Nicole Collier. Rebecca Valerie Ladouceur. Kyle Jeremy Lau. Braden Stephen Alexander Laverdure. Darren V. Tan Le. Courtney Yin Mei Lim. Winston Liu. Michael Christian Ma. Megan Lindsay MacDonald. Connor Ross MacDonald. Paige Elisa McIntosh. Sobia Mahmood. Felicia Anita Malavolta. Mohammed Suban Malik. Isabel Maria Manarin. Isabella Grace Mancini. Rahul Manikonda. Bohina Mano Sherzadeh. Sarah Teresa Marcun. Nicolette Athena Martini. Kira Cassidy Matuk. Alima Megani. Muskan Mehta. Alisa Adriana Meja. Raquel Lynn Picanso Melanson. Renee Brigitte Monbouquet. Jacob Mitra Nandan. Brenda Nguyen. Abigail Angelina Nollet. Fiona O'Neill. Rivka Ohayan. Marlene Okal. Ida Heosa Emmanuel Olea. Mariana Di Fatima Oliva. Esiogeni Egba Ogeni Orugan. Aislinn Klaas Osborne. Noor Khaled Otman. Michael Valentin Palermo. Drishti Panja. Jeeman Yagdish Kumar Patel. Mackenzie Lynn Patterson. Naomi Bookholder Powles. Jocelyn Marita Pennington. Alisa Dujardin Pichet. Samantha Coral Porter. Sydney Alexandra Pakarin. Kathy Varman Rajaratnam. Manshi Rana. Sofia Alisa Rakoyon. Tina Rasuli. Sarah Jocelyn Louise Rainsford. Ayesha Raza. Ejurageni Jonathan Olotobi Reri. Julia Catherine Robinson. Eva Ruz Rogo Ushea. Pirananavan Selva Kula Nathan. Claire Elizabeth Sharkey. Dipali Sharma. Kristen Miki Shigeshi. Bailey Simpson. Ashley Nicole Smith. Justin Spencer Smith. Jenna Caitlin Stone. Samira Sundarji. Suleiman Ismail Saeed. Olivia Faith Simons. John Thomas Saz. Jerry Tang. Neha Tangri. Emma Louise Tarwill. Diksha Thapa. Nijanth Talayan. Jack Edward Thorpe. Paul Marcel Tilley. Fiona Marie Tolley. Ben Tran. Yu Cheng Sen. Dagan Cesar Ventura. Charles Alexander Violin. Dante Anthony Volpe. Sum Yu Sami Wai. David Andrew Walker. Matthew Martin Winkle. John Ye Wong. Kiana Lei Wong. Susie Wu. Trevor Ronald Wild. Tony Ray Yates. Jocelyn Ye. Claudia May Se Yong. Ashton Chun Wei Yuen. Amina Zahid. Zawa Sahid. Abdullah Zaidi. Waqif Zainali. Brian Jeng. Amna Ashraf Zia. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Science. Maral Hamze Hulu. Riham Irshad. Mohammed Saad Khan. Zainab Musen. Hana Alisa Murji. Naya Noor Edin. Sheilon Hermans Pedro. Alicia Marianne Rosario. Amur Sela. Dashana Seburuth. Alina Mary Thomas. Bennett Alexander Thompson. Xiang Yuan. Well done. No answer. Are you?
Wow, let's give our graduates one more round of applause. Woo! I would now like to introduce Ms. Sonia Vij, a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors in the Life Sciences program, who will be delivering the valedictory address.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the introduction. And before I begin, I would like to give a very warm welcome to all graduates and their guests, along with Chancellor Santee Smith, Dr. David Farrar, Dr. Susan Tai, Dr. Maureen McDonald, and all other esteemed members of the faculty. And thank you to everyone in the audience for hanging in there. I know it's been a pretty long evening, but I'm so glad you can make it out. My name is Sonia Vidge, and it is my absolute honor to be standing up here today representing the Life Sciences and Kinesiology graduating class of 2022 under the Faculty of Science. Now, I'm sure it will resonate with many of you when I say that time has truly flown by, and it seems like just yesterday when we accepted our offers and committed to McMaster University. I remember the rush of pressing the accept button on the OUAC website, which was immediately followed by nerves and excitement of what's to come in the future. At the time, I think my biggest concern was finding the right shower shoes to wear in residence. Little did I know there was something much more stress-inducing coming our way. That's right, I'm talking about course selection. The adrenaline rush when you go onto my timetable and see that none of the courses you wanted to take have any seats left for you is only comparable to the feeling you get when you're standing in the halls of ABB waiting for your very first Chem 1A03 lab to start. I don't know about any of you, but this moment was very eye-opening for me in that it was a mere glimpse into the rigorous academic environment that McMaster hosts, and that was only the beginning. The following years comprised of similar stressors, which were probably exacerbated by late nights at Thode and everyone's favorite, imposter syndrome, which I'm sure we've all experienced in some capacity or other over the course of finishing our degrees. To this, I want to say one thing. Despite the doubts, fears, and uncertainties you may have faced, you still made it. And you should be proud of yourself. I'm sure it sounds cheesy or worthy of an eye roll, but you did it. Whether you're a first-generation student or come from a family of scholars, your drive, determination, and tenacity have all led you to be where you are today, and I have no doubt in my mind that you will go on and continue making your mark in this world. Now, I haven't gotten the chance to meet or talk to every single person in our graduating class, but I do know one thing that we all have in common. We in this room are the leaders, innovators, and changemakers of the future. To generations above us, it must be comforting to know that in the face of adversity, the class of 2022 chose courage and acceptance at a most crucial time of our lives. Nobody could have predicted that we would be spending half our time at McMaster in a completely virtual setting, and yet we powered through. We learned to accept that Microsoft Teams would be the preferred platform for instructors, despite it crashing more often than not. And we rejoiced in the fact that we would never again have to write an exam in the ice-cold rooms of IWC. That is, not until this past year. My condolences to all of those who had in-person exams. During this time of unpredictability, we persisted and strived for excellence in every aspect of our beings. We stayed on top of our classes, even if it was easier to just go back to sleep. We continued participating in extracurriculars. We took on leadership roles. We applied for research and job positions, and above all else, we remained hopeful for our future. Through the support of our professors, parents, and peers, and whoever else, we flipped our circumstances around and came out on top, which is absolutely admirable. These experiences have undoubtedly shaped us into stronger and more resilient individuals, so who's to say that we won't continue adapting to the real world and make an impact on our communities like never before? So as we continue navigating the future, I encourage you to reflect on these times and think, if I have already come this far, what's stopping me from going even further? I would also like to take this time to express my gratitude towards the people who have made it possible for me to be standing up here today. Trust me when I say that this journey was not exactly easy. Perhaps you can also resonate with the following statements. Thank you to my parents, I hope you haven't cried too much tonight, for not only moving here to give me a better life, but also for being my all-around cheerleaders, especially when I myself was not so cheery. Thank you to my grandparents for flying here 16 hours to be able to watch me speak today, and thank you to the ones back home. Never forget about you. Thank you to all the upper year students that have lent a hand in, when I was making decisions on what and what not to do at MAC, so helpful. And thank you to every professor and teaching assistant that pushed me and made me want to become a better student. Lastly, I want to thank the class of 2022, from which I've met lifelong friends and individuals who I know have impacted me in ways I cannot describe. You're truly an inspiration. So in the future, when you're asked to name someone that you're proud of, I encourage you to think about yourself in this very moment and onwards. And as you leave here tonight, here's a final reminder to give yourself the credit you so deserve and continue beating the odds that have been dealt to you. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and as if you haven't heard it enough, congratulations to the class of 2022.
Thank you, Sonia. May I now call upon our President, Dr. David Farrar, who will present the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning.
Would Krista Howarth please come forward? I think after that, all I should do is just give her the award. The President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning is granted to those educators who, through innovation and commitment, have significantly enhanced the quality of their students' learning experience. It is my pleasure to present the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning to Dr. Krista Howarth. This is, how many of these have you won now?
First one of these ones, so thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Howarth. May I introduce Dr. Adil Ali, a graduate from the Bachelor of Science Honors class of 2016, who's a representative of the McMaster Alumni Association, who will now deliver the Alumni Association address.
Chancellor Smith, President Farrar, award winners, honorees, faculty, fellow alumni, guests, and last but not least, McMaster Science graduating class of 2022. It feels good to be home. What an honor and privilege it is for me to address you today. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate each and every graduate here today on fulfilling this remarkable achievement. During these times of unpredictability, uncertainty, and adaptability, you pulled through and crossed the finish line. This will be a graduating class that will go down in history. You all truly deserve another round of applause. Six years has already passed since I graduated from McMaster, and regrettably, I already feel quite old. When I sit down and think of the past, I find myself often reflecting on my years that I spent here at Mac. In a few years from now, you probably might not remember how to solve that tricky organic synthesis problem or that constant for that ridiculously long equation. Instead, your memories of McMaster will be dominated by the friendships you made, the smiles and laughs that you shared with your friends and colleagues, the meaningful advice that you got from your mentors, and how your time as a student here will eventually shape your future as a scientist or wherever your journey of life takes you. For this class specifically, you will have even added memories of trying to respond to a question during lecture and someone online yelling, "Hey, you're still on mute." Regardless of what your specific memories are, and despite everything that has happened in the world in the last few years, there's still a fairly good chance that significant parts of your time as a Mac student will become what we often call the good old days, while at the same time playing a role in your new days as well. Andy Bernard once said, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them." And he's exactly right. I encourage you all to live life in the moment and to cherish each day as if it was your last. If your dream is to apply for a specific job or position, just do it. If your dream is to pursue another degree, just do it. If your dream is even to go skydiving off a mountain in New Zealand, just do it. Sorry, apologies. This speech is turning into a Nike commercial. So what specifically is our role in this whole new phase of life you are about to embark in? Our job at the McMaster Alumni Association is to give you a variety of ways to link your present to the best parts of your McMaster time. As new grads, you are also members of MAC 10, which supports alumni in the first 10 years after graduation. Whether you're looking for assistance getting that first job, or even need help navigating the next steps of your career, the Alumni Association offers resources, events, programs, and even an alumni career counselor to assist. And as you begin your adulting period of your life, we connect you to exciting things like preferred rates on home and auto insurance, or health and dental coverage and social events where we collectively reminisce about the good old days at MAC when we Zoomed. And even if your path of life takes you away from Hamilton, whether that's in Canadian centers from Victoria to Halifax, or in international cities around the world, like New Zealand for skydiving, there may be McMaster alumni events and connections nearby. Just keep your contact information up to date on your alumni profile through alumni.mcmaster.ca, and we'll make sure you receive invitations whenever there's something going on in your community. Of course, there's also never-ending stream of events, networking opportunities, mentoring, and programming that you can access online from anywhere, live in demand when it fits your schedule. So when you leave Convocation tonight, I know my little speech will not be the most powerful memory of the day, but hopefully some echo of it will linger in the back of your mind while it will be ready when you want to connect to your university again. When that day comes, 2 weeks or even 20 years from now, we'll be here. Finally, I would like to end with an African proverb which says, if you want to go fast, go alone. However, if you want to go far, go together. Members of the McMaster Science Class of 2022, congratulations on your convocation. We are proud to welcome you to the McMaster Alumni Association family. Thank you.
Thank you, Adil. May I invite our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. David Farrar, back to the podium to deliver the President's address.
Chancellor Santee Smith, distinguished guests, award winner, faculty members, members of the McMaster community, and members of the McMaster graduating class of 2022, family and friends. Let me say again how good it is to see you here in person and not in a small square on a small screen. For more than 2 years, we've dealt with an unwelcome guest in our lives, a global pandemic that has reminded us how fragile our lives really are and how much we need to be together. Members of the graduating class, for more than 2 years, you have worked through the isolation, disruption, and possibly even health challenges and personal losses created by COVID-19. In spite of the formidable challenges, you have completed your degree, and so let me join all my colleagues here tonight in congratulating you on your ability to adapt, to thrive, and to succeed. As a McMaster graduate here today, you have the opportunity to choose a vision for your future and a vision for our planet. And the question is, what will you do with that choice, that freedom, that power? Undoubtedly, the last 2 years have given you the opportunity to reflect on what really matters to you and what your next steps might be. Today, we find ourselves facing not only a global pandemic, but an alarming decline in the strength of our democratic institutions, the acceleration of the negative impacts of climate change, an increasing gap in wealth between classes, and the possibility of widening war in Eastern Europe. Challenges seem so great that sometimes we can be overwhelmed with a feeling of powerlessness. What can we do as individuals to take on these significant questions or to make a difference? Let me give you 2 small examples. 50 years ago, a young social worker from Philadelphia, concerned about hunger and food insecurity that she was seeing in the low-income neighborhoods where she was working, published a small paperback book called Diet for a Small Planet. This was one of the original copies. I was an undergraduate student at that point in time. Francis Moore-Lepay's argument was that universal access to healthy and sustainable food would provide a springboard to a better environment, more functional democracies, stronger economies, and increased social justice. Moore-Lepay was not a vegetarian, but it seemed obvious to her that growing plants for consumption was far more cost-effective and eco-friendly than raising animals for food. The book reflects her deep concern for our small, highly interconnected planet, and that it was failing in its responsibility to meet the fundamental needs of people to have enough healthy food. The connection between healthy food and strong democracies may seem obvious today, but at the time of Diet for a Small Planet, it was considered radical and dangerous. Moore-Lepay's ideas and arguments were attacked by large food processing companies, by agribusinesses, and by the meat industry. At the same time, her vision was influencing a new generation of farmers, cooks, and restaurateurs. The farm-to-table movement, community-supported agriculture, more sustainable farming, and organic farming can all be traced back to the revolutionary vision in this small paperback. It sold millions of copies and has just been reissued in its 50th anniversary edition. It's one person's vision. Let me give you another small example. A few years ago, Canada's largest bread company created a sustainability team to look at greenhouse gas emissions and diverting waste from landfills. One of the company's suppliers raised the issue of these small plastic bread tags. Could they be replaced with something more sustainable? These bread tags may seem so small that they're not important, that you shouldn't really worry about them. But the company knew if you laid all of these little plastic bread tags side by side, in the course of a year, they would go from Vancouver to St. John's, Newfoundland, and back. That's a lot of single-use plastics. Replacing them actually took considerable trial and error. They couldn't compromise the quality of the packaging, or they'd just create more food waste. Eventually, they came up with a bread tag made of 100% recyclable carbon that was both recyclable and compostable, and this month, they've launched all of these new bread tags. So again, a small change, but a huge difference. So what will you do with your McMaster degree? Your passion may be global warming, or it may be in equity or social justice or medicine or health or technology, or given the pace of change, it may be something that we've not yet even imagined. How do you prepare for that? Look back at your years at McMaster, and I hope you'll see the answer. You prepare by being curious, by being resilient, collaborative, ambitious, and determined, and by challenging assumptions and by focusing on facts, by making courageous choices. I encourage each of you, as you celebrate this important milestone, to take some time to think about your contribution to a better, brighter world. Whatever your area of study, your McMaster education has equipped you with the tools to solve critical problems and to make a significant impact on our community. I'm confident that you'll take your experience and your insight of living through this pandemic, and from that, you'll create a world worth having. And finally, when you receive your diploma from McMaster, you'll note there's only one name on it, yours. But as others have said, I suspect many people helped you get to this point, the day of your graduation. So I hope you'll take the time to thank all of those people in your life who helped you get here. The end of your studies and the granting of your degree may feel as though you're crossing a finish line, but you're actually just beginning. I wish you all the best on your journey. Welcome to the worldwide community of McMaster alumni.
Thank you, Dr. Farrar. May I invite our Chancellor, Ms. Santi Smith, back to the podium to deliver her closing remarks.
Niawe, thank you, President Farrar, for your words of wisdom. I just have one thing to say to the class of 2022. Let's go! Now your turn. To the class of 2022. Let's go. Yes. I'd like to say Yoyanale. Yoyanale in Gaingeha translates to mean good job, well done. So Yoyanale to all of the graduates, to Sanya and Dr. Haworth. Congratulations, Yoyanale, on all of your achievements and accomplishments. And as Dr. Ali mentioned in his McMaster Alumni Association address, you are now members of the McMaster Alumni family. And it is a place that you can return to for developing and expanding your relationships, collaborations, and just returning to share the memories that you had over the years. I hope you take Dr. and President Farrar's words with you as you go about purpose, future, and the decisions that we make. I would like to leave with a little recognition of a traditional Ongwehoe philosophy about the 7 generations. So the decisions that we make now in the present affect and impact the next 7 generations. So going forward, I hope that you make wise decisions and you think about being what type of future ancestor you would like to be and what kind of world you would like to leave your great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. Nyawe, once again, congratulations. In closing, following the ceremony, I encourage all of the graduates and guests to make their way to the mezzanine level where a number of photo opportunities have been created for you inside and outside of the Great Hall. I would now like to ask if you can please remain standing by your seats until the academic procession and the graduates have left the hall. Please now join in the singing of the national anthem, and after the national anthem, this convocation stands adjourned. Nyawe.